No words need to be said for that. Except those words. Except that. Hi. What's up? Kieran, hi. Aliko, hi. Alco. I don't like who you're Aliko now, apparently. My bad. Hi, 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 hi. Oh, that's right. I've got to post on social media really quick. Give me a second. They burying you in paperwork now? Well, too bad, man, but I wish you luck. Alright. Advertise on there. Get rid of that. Mute myself on Twitch for that one weird time. Okay. I think we're good. Just let me mess around with all this stuff. Here we go. All these extra windows. Okay, where was I? I was on a ship, and I found out that this Russian man was a woman. Because she was disguising herself or something. That's all I remember. I haven't played this game for like a fucking month. It's been a while. I've got voices now for the people. This is the voice of the assistant girl, whoever her name is. I forget her name too. Oh wait, that's very British. I'm gonna go to the British guy. Why is my NordVPN thing in the very corner? Hold on. NordVPN, why are you in the upper corner? They can't see it, but I can see it. Garamon, welcome back. After the long hiatus of many weeks. What was her voice again? I wish we had been thrown out like that. She's gonna be Southern now for no reason. I wish we'd managed to find some clue as to what we've been speckled band might be. It's a snake. They, like, tell you it's a snake right at the beginning, don't they? I should be sponsored by NordVPN. Wish I could, like, take a screenshot of this. Like, I've got the window for NordVPN just kind of stuck. I could just probably cancel it out, but it's kind of funny how small it is comparatively to everything. Oh, there it goes. It went away. Yay! NordVPN got their free spot. Again, it was advertised to nobody. We didn't manage to investigate at all. And I imagine that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door. He's clearly glaring at us as if to say, "Don't even think about it." And remember that all the Russian guys have the same exact voice. Oh, wait a minute. Quick wrap-up. Kazumi got murdered! Oh no! People think we did it. Oh shit! Again? Suzaku and Inspector Hosonaga is helping us investigate. Herlock Sholmes, I hate his name, exists, and we learned the Russian ballerina ran away, not kidnapped. Thank you for the quick catch-up. Thank you. Now, what is it? Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go? Oh, yes, he completely disappeared. When did he do that? Fuck, I'm still handcuffed. He slipped away as quietly as the wind, but not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrists. Oh, shit. Can we examine the Russian man? Can we just look at his menacing stare? I really wish he had a chance to look around at Miss Pavlova's cabin. I forgot his name is Stroganoff. He's very beefy. Let's just say that. What? Why do you look like that? You want something? Maybe you want me to throw you out again, Oh, no. Definitely not that. Next time I throw you out, I show you where lobsters spend winter. Understand? Is it in Maine? Yeah. Are we gonna go to a Stephen King novel? Sorry, that's a little bit of a reach. Maybe I should steer clear of him until he's forgotten my face. I don't think he'll ever forgive your face, Naruto-san. Naruto. I wanted to call him Naruto-san every time. Yeah, the last time I had beef stroganoff was when I was a child, because my parents were too lazy to make me good food. I don't remember beef stroganoff ever being good or satisfying in any way. It was like always this disappointing thing I had to have. Should I just go... Oh, I'm in observation mode, that's right. It's not our cabin, it's Kazuma-sama's. Sorry? Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin? You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. Anyway, I wonder if Inspector Hasanaga's managed to uncover any new clues. Yes, we should find him and ask. I don't think beef stroganoff is Russian particularly. I could be wrong, but I never really got the sense it was just a Russian thing, to be quite honest. So I can't go back in there. Can I go back in my own cabin? Am I supposed to go back in my own cabin? I found the story. SS Buria, first class cabin number 1. First class cabin Ichiban. It looks like they're still investigating in here. Yes, on that subject, I wonder if Inspector Hosanaga's unscathed. What do you mean, unscathed? Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruto? I've actually forgotten. It's been a couple weeks since I played this game. Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out in the cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you. Oh, yeah, but I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. Hi, cartoons. Welcome back. Examine? Is he in the room here with us? How do I... Oh, motherfucker. Oh, oh no. You're back. I remember he was kind of like Snake. So he... Essentially, with the death of Snake, this guy is now Snake. Inspector, what happened to you? Your faces... Please, don't worry about it. He just, like, instinctively went to wipe blood that wasn't even there off because he's bleeding off in the mouth so much. Don't worry about it. They're just scratches. Made by a bear, maybe. When I told the captain I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel you with his fist and then toss me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really. It looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to. Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin. I'm being dumb and using the controller, yes, sorry. Oh, I missed lines. Oh well. I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. That's me! I gotta get back into posh English voice mode when that guy comes back. I think his name was something like Herlock Sholmes. I don't think he was German, though. Oh, that explains it. Shall we compare notes, then? We can tell you what we found out. Why is he in a karate stance? Is he gonna beat me up? I think I could take him. He looks like he's very bad at fighting. Yes, let's do it. When we suddenly shifted over to the next thing over here, because I think I clicked. I wasn't supposed to click on him here, but it glitched the game slightly. That's interesting. Okay. What? Nikolina Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door. Oh, do you know who she is? Please, what self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel? Ballet fan. Really now? I think I upset him there. Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case at least. Oh, how? Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they? Sir, you're a very bad policeman now. Oops, now I've definitely upset him. Inspector, has your investigation here proved fruitful? If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. Ah, there is one more thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what? Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please. We have this really pressing new information. Let's talk about the Great Detective instead. Oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, was he? Yes, he seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept around on the floor investigating. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Actually, now that you mention it, yes. Just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish, was all he said. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. Let's see, when he was over there by the broken glass, do you see? So that brown streak. Perhaps he's talking about the brick-colored mark, do you think? Oh yes, he is very much a cryptid. Ah yes, that must be it. Someone took that shit stain on the floor. Definitely shoe polish and totally not shit. But how would Mr. Shom know it's shoe polish? Well, dude, have you smelled shoe polish? Or am I thinking I'm thinking of nail polish, actually. Nail polish smells a lot. I don't think shoe polish does. I forgot I haven't shined shoes in a fucking while. Haven't had to. Haven't had a job required to need to have good shoes on for a bit. What is it, Susato-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue. He tasted it. He took it and put it right in his eyeball. And that's how he knew. It's the burning sensation only shoe polish can make. Yeah, I was thinking of nail polish for sure. Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him. Oh, does this mean that this mark was made by the Polish? I was gonna say by the Polish. It was the Polish. They did this whole crime on Kazuma's shoes that they scuffed on the floor. The mark on the floor has been entered in the thing. Okay. This new information. What is the new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Burya's medical officer has finished his examination of the body. I managed to obtain the report. Oh, Kazuma's postmortem report? Kazuma-sama. I'm still gonna, be in shock you're dead. Listen, lady, you've had, 4 weeks to get over it since I played this game. You've had plenty of time. As if, they're living their lives on this ship while I've been gone this whole time playing the game. So what was the cause of death? Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report. His neck was broken? Yes, it would seem so. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury, so at first I think they were considering poison. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all. Well, what weapon was used then? I don't know, you fucking rope, hands? The speckled band we keep hearing about? Nothing has been found as yet, but the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark. Oh, I see. All the body nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left. Poor Kazuma. Getting bitched out by getting hit in that one spot on his body, by complete accident. That sucks for him. I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Just a giant geek. Really? Oh my god, thank you. Yeah, it's fine. I trust you. After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never agree to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I? Ah, yeah, that would be kind of stupid of you. You shouldn't have done that to begin with, but whatever. The postmortem report has been entered into the court record, and Susato's considering that she should be trusting of me too. If the detective trusts me, then she can surely trust me too, because she's been this untrustful bitch this whole time. I don't trust you. I'm going to accompany you, but if you do anything, I'm going to throw you to the floor. 5 times. Fuck you, Susato. I hate you. I should return to my post. My fellow cryptid's eyes are boring into the back of my head. He's not the cryptid, it's Shells. Someone's a cryptid. Yes, that might be for the best. Thank you. Poor Inspector. You look exhausted. Oh no, it's just a black eye. It'll rub out with some polish. He looks so sad. I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility. Oh, yes, let's be sad together. Fine. Of course my pain is nothing compared to... I was gonna say his pain is nothing compared to the dead. Who is dead? At least you're alive. You were his friends. The truth is, I wish I had friends. I seem to have had a very heavy head ever since I woke this morning. Wait, I seem to have had a heavy head. What? What do you mean by that? Has your brain grown 2 times in size, sir? Do you have a tumor? A heavy head? It's like you just... What's underneath the hat? Is there just a giant dumbbell that's underneath that hat? My head's still throbbing, too. Or is it the air pressure? Or something stupid like that? I don't know, man. Can we examine... Or can I examine my own court record? I want to check out these items I got. It's proper English. Fuck you, I know proper English and stuff. I know how to do that, come on. Ain't no proper English I ever heard. Alright, mark on the floor. It certainly is a mark on the floor. And we claim it's shoe polish. Fine. Postmortem Report. Male Far Eastern. Time of death. Sometime between 1 a.m. and a little past 2 a.m. Cause of death. The cervical vertebrae broken in instant death. The victim's neck was almost certainly broken as a result of a strong blow to the area. No obvious external injuries or traces of poison. Okay. Alright. Wait. So the desk is now highlightable again. This is where Cosmo spent his final moments writing his diary. 1:23 a.m. 1:23 a.m. I could hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. It looks like some sort of a speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Everyone's been complaining about their heads. What, oh, what could be causing that, I wonder? It's almost impossible to believe that he's gone. Believe it, buddy boy. Kazuma-sama left us a valuable clue in these words, I'm sure of it. We have to solve this mystery, Naruto-san. I'm gonna call him Naruto-san, I'm never gonna stop. We will. Sure. Whatever. Have I investigated... Okay, so the grate's now investigatable again. So this ventilator joins to Miss Pavlova's cabin. Yes, that's right. And just a few minutes before he died, Kazuma saw something emerging from it. The speckled band, as he described it. If only Miss Pavlova's been able to shed some light on it, but she seemed as baffled as we are. Yes, I wonder if she's telling us everything, though. I'm not sure. I know most people aboard would say the same about me, but there was something about that woman that didn't sit right with me. Was that just a subtle little thing about racism going on there? I think it was. I know. Oh, it's one of them Asian men. Ugh. Pretty sure, though. You are correct, also. The D-pad is what controls that. Hey! Figured it out. Alright, so I'm not, like, allowed to leave the room right now, right? The rules over here are posted. They called him Ryanosuke? Really? But I'm not even, like, very good at, like, you know, Japanese names, but even I'm like, Ryanosuke. Actually, Japanese, for whatever reason, I always kind of understood how you were to pronounce it, like way more than a lot of other languages when I first saw it. It just kind of clicked and made sense to me. I don't know. Oh, I skipped a line. Fuck it. Ryanosuke! It's like, damn it. So by bringing her pet on board, Miss Pavlova has broken the rules. Oh yes, we're looking at the rules. I forgot. She called it her friend, didn't she? Yes, although we don't know what form this friend takes as of yet. Is it a dog? I'm almost certain that whatever it is, it's inside the traveling case in her cabin. A friend. By the way, how's the volume of my voice versus the volume of the background? I'm pretty sure it should be good, but let me know if it's not great. You would have probably said something by now, though. I don't know why I'm randomly thinking about that. Don't worry about me. So it's clear that these letters were written with the ink that was somehow spilt on the floor. But as I was looking at the letters, I was looking at the outline. And they spelled the Russian word for wardrobe. It does seem to be an unambiguous pointer to you, Naruto-san, as you were sleeping in there. But to be truly unambiguous, it should have been spelled out my name, don't you think? Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Well, either way, one fact remains. That boy is dead. It's hard to imagine that Cosmo-san would have written his last words or word in Russian. Because he wrote it left to right, and that's not how they write. I remember that part. I was like looking at that. I'm like, wait a second. If he was Japanese, he would have written it the opposite way. Which begs the question of who did write it. Hi, Naughty Applejack. Welcome back after the little hiatus we had. I'm just saying. I fucking pointed that shit out immediately. Okay, the books are now something we can look at. All the books provided for passengers occupying this cabin, neatly arranged on the shelf. They were all over the place when we first looked around, if you remember. Oh yeah, and you tidied them up, didn't you? You fucked up a crime scene. Why the fuck did you do that? You have to look at the ship's property. Unruly behavior in this cabin leads to damage. What? I guess? But it really wasn't me who knocked them over. Well, anyway, I feel much better now that they're neatly lined up. I can't relax when things are untidy. Her ADD. Oh no. She got that ADD, yo. Alright, what else can I look at in here? I wish there was a Danganronpa function that just showed me everything I could look at. Like the little echo thing that just points out everything that's look up. You can just like, oh, I missed that. I didn't look at that. Well, I think I looked at everything. Probably. I want to talk to you. Can I talk to you? Or I'll look at him. You! Where did you go? Oh, sorry. I just went to the next door cabin to investigate. Why? Who gave you permission for this? Well, Seaman Hasunaga did. Ha ha ha, Seaman. You funny man. That new Japanese, was it? Later, I will load him into ball and throw him in cold room. Woo, he's going back to guarding the door. Well, I don't think I can go back out in the hallway. Like, they're like, you can't go out. I'm like, I thought I was trapped in the room, but I'll try a second to go out there. I hope Inspector Hasunaga doesn't find himself in too much trouble on our account. He's really gone out of his way to help us, hasn't he? When we get back to Japan, we'll have to take him for a steak at La Carnival. La Carnival. That could be a very long time from now, Naruto-san. Alright, so we looked at him. Okay. Alright, well, go back. Can I move? Can I? Okay, so I can go in the passageway. They don't give a fuck about having the passageway. But I found the story. The story's out here. Ah! Look, Naruto-san! Seaman Stroganoff is gone. Strong enough? That's not how you even say it. The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us. All those Russian names are impossible to remember. Right, Ryanosuke? Tra-la-la. Did you hear that? Oh, I better be Shalms. Sounds like someone's singing. Tra-la-la, lira-lira-lay. I did it. The great detective way. Oh god, no. It's him. Here he comes! Like you could just like see him, you could hear him coming down the hall. Oh god, hide. It's caroling. I know that lock voice. Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us. Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can and investigate. Definitely, before that stringy knot crewman comes back. What? It's Stroganoff, not Stringy Knot. Move. Move. Thank God Mr. Stroganoff has to go to the bathroom or some shit. The traveling case is open now. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. Susato-san. Oh, where's she gone? She over there. Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things. There's not a moment to waste, Naruto-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can. I suppose you're right, for Cosmo's sake. I'm doing good, Naughty Applejack. I've been away on various things for the past couple of weeks. I was in Florida last Friday. Oh boy, that was a trip. But it was the weather was nice. Actually, the weather was too hot, I should really say. Other than that, yeah. I'm preparing some stuff for Cider Fest, which is next week. I won't be streaming next week because I got Cider Fest next week. We got some panels to do. I'm waiting on Cider Fest to release their frickin' schedule so I can put out the video kind of saying what panels I'm on and kind of trying to build the hype up for something that's happening. Something I've been making for a couple months. I can't tell anybody. Like, come on. It's not Anthology 8. In case you were wondering. It's not just for Cosmos Mod. Sorry, I'll keep going. What do you mean? No, no. Cider Fest is real life this time, bruh. I'm happy for it. I'm ready to get back to normal cons. Oh, they make you wear a mask and stuff in the con space, and I'm just like, fine, whatever. I mean, it's fine. Oh, JT, be here! JT is going to be on a couple of the panels we're doing at the con. So I'm hyped. Yeah, we're fucking hyped as shit. Can't be long now until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there. Really? We must solve this case, Naruto-san. By ourselves if we have to. I want to say YumaCon, I think, is in Michigan? Maybe Detroit? Because I always remembered I've heard that name before of YumaCon. I always thought that name was kind of weird. Or not the, I don't know what weird, just I remembered it. Alright, look at the empty shit. Oh my! Miss Pavlova's case is open. It's completely empty inside, but according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there. Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret, because you're not allowed to bring animals on board the SS Burya. I wonder what kind of animal that's in there. Okay. No, I wanted to make sure that I was remembering that YumaCon was Detroit, because I don't know why I remember that. I think I had a couple friends who went to it, like, years ago, and I was like, YumaCon! It sounded to me like a Western con, like the Wild West kind of a name for a con, but nope, it anime. Because I'm thinking of that one movie that literally is the name Yuma, but it's spelled Y-U-M-A, aren't I? Oh shit. I'm seeing that, whatever that movie is. I think Brad Pitt's in it or something. And more to the point about, we're not talking about Brad Pitt right now. Where is the animal? What's in the box? What's in the box? Or in this version of the case? What's in the case? There are just a few books on the desk. Nothing else by the looks of it. Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from the ballet last night. I'm ready for Milwaukee Con. I'm ready to be drunk and disappointed. That's basic. Welcome to Milwaukee. I just think of like the Red Letter Media like tourism video for Milwaukee where it's like this like, do you want to hate yourself? Come to Milwaukee. Or something like that. Well, Miss Pavlova ran away from the ballet last night. Okay, yeah. That's true. I wonder what happened. What kind of book she likes to read. Alright, we're not talking... let me see. Yes, I see. It would seem that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading. Wow! Very great deduction. Books written in Russian. Wow! The Russian girl likes to read Russian books. Thanks, I think I probably knew that. It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruto-san. Kindly remember that. What's in the trash bin? I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket. Shall we have a little look and see what's been thrown away? Hey, it's poor etiquette to go siphoning through other people's trash, you know. Those eyes, she's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now. However, these are special circumstances, I think. Exactly, we have no choice. Look in the fucking bin. There's hardly anything in here at all. Okay, well, there's nothing in there. Oh, well, that's a little disappointing. Oh, okay. All that build-up for nothing. Thanks. All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one. Do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though. It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door. In Cosmo's cabin. Perhaps. Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase? Okay, there was obviously some kind of, like, turbulence or some bullshit that caused all the books to fall over. Why are you this dumb? Hello. Welcome, welcome. My first beer is gone. This is a problem. I'm without beer now in my hand currently. I have to get up and go get it for another beer. I'll get up in a little bit. I won't go immediately to get another drink. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked him over in a fit of rage? Not everything bad that happens on the ship is because of me, you know. Everything's my fault. Everything's my fault. A man got murdered. It's probably you who did it anyways. Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight here, too. I don't like seeing things in disarray. Is she gonna find something when she does that? Nope. She didn't find shit. Mo is at work as the usual. He's in a job interview now, and he's like on the third interview. And they're like saying he's saying his interviews are going really well, but this company is like trying to interview a lot of people too. So they're like gonna get back to him, like in his words, a couple of weeks. And I'm like, bro, if they like you so much, why don't they just hire you? I think it's kind of like they're stringing him along a little bit. I don't know. But if he gets the job, he'll be back on normal. He'll be back on normal hours, and you know we could probably stream together again. I keep saying this every time, like motherfucker. I suppose Miss Pavlova realized she didn't need to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean. I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. It's probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine. I just hope Seaman Stroganoff doesn't find it and throw it overboard. Oh, yeah, so do I. What's in there? Are you there? Sorry, I'm right here. Yes, why? Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home. She giving me shit about being in the wardrobe this whole time. Believe me, I have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see. Well, anyway, I'm not sure about anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes. I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck. Nope. What about the bag? That giant bag. No, that's not clickable. God forbid we try to click on that bullshit. Why is there a plate on the floor? I hate this. I wonder what that little sauce is doing. It's there for the animal that was drinking out of it. Yes, it doesn't look like it's been dropped. More like it was put there deliberately. Oh, do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here? What? A leak? I like how this game just completely just like, alright, we know what the obvious thing is for why this is here, but we have to really come up with the next dumbest thing we can think of as to explain why it could be there. Is this ship quite safe? I'm sure that even if there's a little leak in the roof doesn't mean the whole ship is going to sink. No, you're right. Of course you're right. She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? No? They don't give me... I thought that might be a piece of evidence, too. Whatever. Little teapot. The teapot's empty. So the natural conclusion is that the Russians are a very thirsty people. That's not even particularly that funny for me. But being from online culture, it's more funny. Particularly when it comes to thirsty people. You're saying that all the Russians are alcoholics, huh? How rude. I'm not saying that the Russians are alcoholics. I'm just saying that I'm an alcoholic, alright? Not really. I'm like a fake alcoholic. Eh. Alright, we're back to it. Or because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet? I mean, it could be either. It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd laid 1,000 to 1 on it. I did the wrong voice. I thought she was saying that. You're rather obstinate, aren't you? I'm hipster alcoholic. That's a good way to put it. I'm an alcoholic because it's cool to be a drunk in 2021. It's like how memes are used to cure depression, that crowd of people. I'm just the alcohol is fun and quirky. And being an alcoholic and drinking alcohol is a replacement for having an actual personality. You know, I'm one of those people, right? Because I have 0 personality. I am white bread boy. That is me. I appreciate the pickup, JT. It's always fun. There's one of those next door to Cosmo's bed too. It's a little rope thing, right? The bell cord. All right. I can't resist. She just like yanks it. Ah! It's mine. She barely hesitated there. She gave it a good tug too. Were you expecting someone to show up? No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come. We don't want them to. We're trying to investigate in secret. Dumb bitch. The door itself. Gotta investigate the door. Cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted latch that our cabin door has. If the bolt's drawn across, there's no way anyone could enter the cabin from outside. Yes, it's not particularly heavy-duty bolt, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it? No, and the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside. Magnets, how do they fucking work? And it seals up perfectly, too, to stop any seawater coming in. And also, the seamen can't come in either. So you couldn't use the method that told me of passing a thread through a crack around the closed door, either. I seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me. Alright. Did I look at everything in here? I thought I did. Looks like, I think I might have, but I don't know. The grating. What's up there? This ventilator connects to Cosmo's cabin next door. It does. Yes, although what a fool a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room. Ah, maybe it's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm? Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning, and the person who built this is really stupid. Ah, there's a possibility of that too. Anyway, last night, Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of the vent. Alright, we looked at that too. And we're still like, alright, nothing, the tablecloth, no. I think I'm gonna try leaving. Go back out to the passageway. Because I don't see anything else I got here. Move. Back to the passageway. No. Okay. My cabin. Does she say anything on the move screen? Don't know. I don't know. Ooh. We're back here. So did I must have missed something in the other cabin then. Does she... Oh, wait. So does she say anything? She says stuff like down there. Oh, she says... Oh, she actually kind of tells you. That's interesting. Like, they never used to have a little hint like that saying, yeah, this is the area we need to do something else here. Oh, God, I never looked to the... It was just right there the whole time. bending over like a weird, creepy man. I gotta remember his voice. It's very... Aha! Yes, this is very British. I forget how I forget the voice I gave him. It was just British-esque. Kind of. Oh god, that sideways glance she's got at him! Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes, look! Wow, you never know what he's been going to turn up next, do you? He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself. Tra-la-la, leery-lay, I did it the great detective way. He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us? Or are you simply in extremely high spirits? Yes, there were times when I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew. And through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky Herlock was about. Excuse me. I solved it all and I stood tall. I did it the great detective way. That doesn't rhyme. Mr. Sholmes! Ah! He's gonna... What? You wanna fight me? Oi! Oi, bitch, you wanna fight? I'll fucking beat the shit out of you, Will. I love this. Just keep him in this animation cycle for a bit. I wanna watch this. I'll fucking cut you. I fucking will. Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing, and I was just about to reach the climactic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now is a good time as any. I very nearly dropped to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. All right, I get the picture. Now, could you put those fists away? I will. He's like unequips his fists. There you go. Yeah. Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you. Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in study of the ship's log as penned by the stockily built crewmen who's usually on guard here. Oh yes, the ship's log. And did you find anything useful from it? Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means that there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened. So... You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Observe the other pages and all should become clear. All shall become clear. It would seem the crewman off stands sentry in the first-class passageway. And he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes? Nothing to report. But the fact that he didn't write anything after that is strange. Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there's just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. Do you mean? Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night which led to the seaman being absent from his post. What kind of circumstances? What happened? That remains a mystery for now. But we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribing nothing to report in the log. Just please say something along the lines of the seaman has been released. Okay, thank you. There are important details I would stake my life on it. You must log what? You must log the ship's log in your mental file. Okay, that for some reason that tripped me up. Ship's log. Alright. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Ah, you're starting to understand that what my way is, I see. What makes Sholmes, Sholmes. Brilliance. Ha ha! Ha 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 ha. Oh, ouch. His head? What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. Yeah, what is with that? Well, my friends, until our next encounter. He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. Is something wrong, Susato? You seem lost in thought. It's just... well, I feel the same. Sorry? Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing. Boy, I've had that too the other day. Or last week I had that. All day. Didn't matter on it. Whatever medicine I took, didn't fucking matter. Sucked. Oh, you too? Alright. Can I examine anything over here since the logbook's gone? The door. That door leads to the second-class area. It's locked. I can't open it. No, well, that stands to reason. No one wants to let the murderer escape. Gosh, she gave me a very stern look when she said that. I'm not a murderer. I didn't do it. Log. Examine the log. So after 1:30, nothing. After 1:30, there was something to report, but he just didn't report it. What a lazy guy. Alright, so now where do we go? What was the situation here exactly? Am I supposed to just use her as a way to know where to go? Yeah, that's kind of... What's that? There's Asian people on the ship! Shut down the engines immediately! Vessel sighted the Cola Minor 4! Full stop, hard to starboard, all hands brace for impact! Oh shit, we're gonna hit a goddamn ship. What? No, Kiran, I'm done with that game. I'm just done with all of that game. I think we're about to crash into another ship. What? Oh, look, we're tilting. Susanna, hold on to me. Wah! Wah! Are you hurt? I think I'm fine. Thank you. Oh, look, all your books are, like, back to doing that bullshit. It looks like we avoided a collision. I think. Yes, the ship's come to a stop. Oh, my goodness. What about you? Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. Oh, hello, is anyone in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like... Inspector Hosonaga. Is that you in there? Unbolt the door, quickly! What? The bolt? Oh, the bolt? Ah! Now we know how the fucking door in the other room got locked! Holy shit! That was okay, shit. We solved the locked room mystery already. Jesus Christ. Did you do that, Susato-san? No, I didn't touch it. Well, that's strange. How did it get locked? And look at the books. They're just like they were before again. Aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in? Yeah. Whatever, he can wait. I better tidy this place up for... Why? It's not your problem. Dude's out there just waiting, like, for 5 minutes while I just put stuff back. Our violent emergency stopped and solved one mystery, at least in a very vivid way. But I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurried around tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. Yay, save point. Probably. Yes, save. Please. Let's go. Bitch, where are we going? Might I ask? Where are we going? Somehow, the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Susato-san took a deep breath, then gently slid back the bolt. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. You! What are you doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters? You both look unhurt. Good. Yeah, we're fine. Thank you. What on earth happened? We heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship. Yeah, it appears to have been a false report, though. Oh, how did that happen? There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop. Everything is chaos! Passengers are screaming, crew are running everywhere! The first class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. I see. Someone triggered the alarm. Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside? You wicked intruder! Dressed all in black, you are the devil! I remember I gave her the same... All the Russians sound exactly the same. Sorry, me? I've been called a lot of things, but devil's the first. That's racist! You opened my traveling case. How could you? What? No, I didn't touch it. That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin. Inspector. Yeah? Arrest this man. I know he did it. He is a criminal. He does not enough. He has killed a man. Da, and he has stowaway as well. If Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe? Ugh. Take him away. He is trespasser as well as everything else. Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She is light. You are devil. It doesn't look good, does it? There is cell below deck. Throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. Then we give you straight to police. Wait, a cell? Please, Inspector Hosonaga, is there nothing you can do? This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction here. After my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options. This is terrible. This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Start singing Backstreet Boys randomly. Just go for it. Freak him out. Immediately. A solution to the problem. Move. I can't go anywhere. I got to examine. What can I examine? I can examine, like, everything right now. Holy shit. Should I talk the case? Focus on the task at hand, which is investigating. Do not touch my things! You want to show you where the crawfish hibernates? Hiya! Why? Why? Why am I being judo thrown? What do you think you're doing? Wow, everyone's attacking me. And I was just... Wow, it's like I said something very bad on Twitter. Isn't there anyone? Okay, anyone. I mean, he has no jurisdiction. What about her? Miss Pavlova, can I? Get out! Listen, I'm sorry we snuck in here without your permission, but... Get out! No! We just need to investigate in here to help understand it. I'm guessing that also means get out. It's no use. She's not going to listen. I need to find someone who will. Probably Hosonaga? Him? You've got yourself into a difficult situation here. By entering this cabin uninvited, I mean. Sorry, I was just so desperate to find a clue. I'm afraid there's really nothing more I can do to help you. If I push my luck any further, a punch in the face will be the least of my worries. I'm really sorry. Alright. I have to take responsibility for giving you the freedom to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin. Now that this has happened, I'll have to report to the captain at once. I really need some help here. I need a savior to recognize... okay. A savior, eh? None of that. So, Biff? Motherfucker! No, just like, look at this motherfucker over here. What the? What are you doing up there? Mr. Sholmes? Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like in one's head. Have I not told you that as a detective, it is my business to know what other people do not? Look at my anime pose, boy. Like, okay, sure. This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy, no! Well, why were you hanging from that hook before then? Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of the 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish to determine if it would bend that conceited-looking hook on the wall, so full of brag and bounce. I never know whether to take this man seriously or not. Ah, you again, the great detective. Ah, Inspector, I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently. He's wearing this little anime tiara crown. It's fun. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time. What is to report? Speak! An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes. The case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Burya, has been solved by me, naturally. What? Really? Yes, I have eliminated all of the possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to illuminate you all your minds. For I am about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. It's great. Really. We try. Believe us. You have solved it. Even Hedgehog understands this case. We all know who was responsible for killing student boy this morning when we found criminal in wardrobe. It is this stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it. The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must be someone who was inside the cabin. Yes, it's what I call a locked room mystery detective stories. Lock the room, that is point. The room was locked. Well, I can't deny that. There's no way the bolt could have been drawn across from outside the cabin. You're all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all. What? Oh yes, there is another entrance, the vent. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door. What other entrance? We never discovered one. Why, it gapes open-mouthed at you even as we speak. The ventilator, man! The ventilator. Gah ha 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 ha! You think this is funny? I cannot even put my arm through that hole. That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks. You're suggesting the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening? It's not possible. Ah, but it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean... Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I hear a faint whistling noise. 1:35 a.m. What sound looks like some kind of speckled bandage dangling from the ventilator grill. Precisely, my dear madame. But what does it mean? What is this speckled band? The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. It's the snake that's in her case. I'm going to fight it now! Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? There is a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I'm about to expose you all to see will shock you to your cores. Behold! Yeah! What the? Oh no! Oh fuck, it's Snake. That's a cute snake, though. Allow me to introduce you all to the band, the Speckled Band. A snake? Indubitably. That's her pet. And yes, it will just sit there. That's fine. Mr. Sholmes, just one thing. Pray, what troubles you? Well, that snake isn't really speckled. It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say? Yeah, you're right. I think in this case, you'd have to call it the striped band, wouldn't you? He's like, I fucking hate all of you. You both see and observe with distinction, however. Do you not think this is precisely the trap in which the culprit wishes you to fall? Oh my goodness, really? It's a trap? It's a trap! How exactly? I think perhaps it is time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova? I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death is nothing to do with me. The whole thing is nothing to do with me. There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one, last night your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. Ah. And number two, the same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life. No. She's turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Was the term as white as a sheet not a thing at this time? Sholmes must be right. He's hit the nail on the head. The young woman's friend killed Mr. Asogi. Looks like he can't speak with the snake coiled around his head. I would advise as little movement as possible, Seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend on your neck. So everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. This again, huh? The game is afoot. Topic 1. Intruder's identity. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. That you cannot deceive yourself? Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole to the victim's cabin on the Port... What the fuck are this vocabulary, bro? The victims on this portentous night. Why, naturally, it was the friend which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. And yet, the fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations of the night in question tell of a speckled band, whereas, regrettably, this specimen's marking do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we give then, pray? What was the sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, do not look at me. This has nothing to do with... Does she have another snake? This has nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Oh, look at that. Yes, what were you trying but failing to conceal a snake's sloughed skin? Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin? No? I do not know what you are talking about. Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side of the bridge, the serpent slid descended onto the victim's quarters. Into the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In summary, the nature of his friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake, whose markings change each time it sloughs its skin. A snake so dreadful we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. I already know of one problem he has with the entire thing. Or I have, at least, with it. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. And how did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I've been apprised of, it would appear that there were no visible signs of injury. Ah. In fact, the circumstances of this victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Now, if we take that as fact, but the autopsy said there was no poison, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. But there were no bite marks. The almost but not quite imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, the vestiges of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense. There is no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. Hold on. Epic Game Store just tried to fucking get on my shit. Had to make it go away. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was relentless inside, restless inside, no doubt. You don't. It is telling that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to train your serpent friend? To train? Indeed, you put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you release the snake once more. Do you deny the snake has undergone such training? It's not true. I want to say, though, that the snake's been on that guy's head the whole time, and he hasn't died, or it's not attacking him, it's just sitting on his head. Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. And its venom would, of course, through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor man's young life. The poor young man's life. There can be no doubt my logic is infallible. I've noted a couple problems with your logic, actually. Couple problems. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of the speckled band. I note at least two potential, one problem I felt is more obvious than the other problem that I think is a problem, but maybe the game tries to explain it away. Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you will observe a saucer of milk. The promise of food is the key to training any creature. What if her pet's a dog? Incredible. You've solved the mystery. Amazing. Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see why Herlock Sholmes has become such a household name. My dear man, it was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand. Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes? But of course. What's on your mind? It's just, about your deductions before, some things don't quite make sense to me. I welcome questions to my method, and will answer them proudly and loudly. And that is the opposite of I don't care. I don't care. Oh, well, good. First of all, snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. You are well informed, madame. And reptiles, don't drink milk? Ah! It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward. No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example, the logic holds. Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears. Ah. Yeah, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal the snake by whistling. But madame, what of the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute? I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements. Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears? These creatures are so inept to be practically useless. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes. There's one other. I actually like her in this instance. She's like, "Excuse me, but there's a lot of bullshit, and I just want to point it out. Just want to say, I got this book that basically just says everything you said was crap. So whatever. There was one other thing. You have more? Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in these cabins. Then it should try harder! Yes. Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. Oh yeah? I think we did cover that earlier. She's like, oh my god, I love him, but oh shit, he's so wrong about a lot of things. Sholmes hates... Susano's like, fuck your facts over your feelings. Ha ha. Oh no. I should make her sound like Ben Shapiro then. Excuse me, snakes do not have ears, so they could not have heard a whistling noise, and snakes move on their bellies, and they could not have gone through the bell cord, so I really don't understand how you can really sit there and think that you know anything about anything when you can't even read this simple book can be about snakes, okay? So I will take your analysis and call it BS and move on. Was like, is that, oh no, should I make her Ben Shapiro? Oh no! Oh no! I'm not gonna do that unless someone like unless people are like yelling at me to do it. I won't do it, but it's hilarious. Okay, how about this? Whenever I'm hopeful that this whole thing where she like debunks his shit, where like these segments where she's debunking his stuff becomes maybe like a regular thing, and if it does, I will then go into Ben Shapiro mode for her then, but only then. Okay, deal. We need to step in and help again. Oh no, you don't mean. Yes, we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into a great one they ought to be. Yay! At least when it comes up again, I'm going to have fun with that. I did notice that, Malik. Pavlova, Pavlov's dog. I noticed that. What I was waiting for, Mr. Naruto! That's not my name, but whatever. So, cast your eyes down to your wrists again! What? They're gone, aren't they? Yay, I'm free. Your handcuffs are gone. Where did they go? Fear not, I shall see them restored after our work is done. I really wish you'd leave them off. Now, everyone, let us begin. Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present this logic and reasoning spectacular. Once again, course correction. Alright, let's go. So I'm not going to do the voices this one. You claim the following. His death has nothing to do with me. Okay. You cannot deceive yourself. So, okay, I'm gonna spoil the things I noticed that seem to be wrong. Number one, that the snake traveling down the bell core would be very difficult because the bell would have rung and there was no bell that was heard ringing. No attendant came by. And the other thing is, yeah, I was gonna note, like, the saucer of milk on the floor was something, that she already noted, like, it's not for it's for mammals. So I was like, I'm wondering if if the snake is not really her pet, if it's like she's like a dog or a cat or something. So she does have a pain expression on her face. Yes, that's true. She looks as though Cosmo Sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind. But you're not sure Mr. Sholmes has read it quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression, then? Let's take a moment and really look closely at Miss Pavlova. Her aching heart. Her right ear. What else is causing her pain? Her belt, her waist. Her right ear is kind of an interesting one to go for. Aching heart would assume that she fell in love with Kazuma, like, sort of a thing. But the right ear, I'm not sure. It's like the only other thing I see that's like, I'm gonna go with the ear for reasons. I don't know. Seems like it could be different. It's different. You failed to notice what was happening to Mr. Sogi next door, and for that, you can't forgive yourself, can you? A feeling I understand all too well. Oh, I can rotate? Shit. I was wanting you to hear it. I'm quite proud of it. Wanting never to have heard it. I'm quite pained by it, in fact. So I was wrong, wasn't I? Okay. Let me try that again. Oh, I didn't realize I could do this. The left ear? Wait. What's that on her ear? It's a earring? Oh, her claw. It's a cat! It's a freaking cat! I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a beer. Alright. Yeah, this game is very much like... It's very obvious, at least in this first case, or the first two cases, like... The snake's not her pet.
Yes!
Mm-hmm. That claw scratch smarts with pain. Indeed, and simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night? Ah! When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse. And it's that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on a portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with... Okay, we already read all this before. As I suspected. Another telltale... So she was whistling for the cat. Because the cat probably went through the vent, too. Mm-hmm. And scratch marks don't match up with snakes. Also, I just noticed the sailor's, like, tie. It's just a fish. I don't know how long it's been there the whole time. I just never noticed it. Until now. What's the true identity of the friend of hers? We should follow her gaze, Naruto-san. That's where we'll find the answer. Is the cat, like, underneath the table? Aw, kitty!
Yes!
Let's not be destroyed by the print itself. Oh no. It's the frame that you... What? Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, like... That deduction was wanting it... Wait, what's wrong with my deduction? It shows the cat! What the fuck? My deduction's correct. What? What? Oh, I have to examine. Oh, that's so dumb. God damn it. Cute cat makes me feel a little better, but it's still stupid. She's beautiful. Yes, that's true. But personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that caught my eye. Maybe we better take a closer look at this. It's Cat. Look at that little cat he's got. Oh, look at that cute little kitty. Oh my god. It could vie with you, couldn't it, Naruto-san? For the blackest outfit. What? Okay, sure. And look at the picture, at least Miss Paulo seems very attached to it. Yes, the kitty. It is her. It must be a strange costume. Stage costume. Okay, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. The cat's what we investigated. Oh, I can present the cat.
Yes!
Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes! The scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. I love how he just jumps in as if he was never wrong to begin with. He's like, yep, that's right. Of course that's what happened. Oh no. The whereabouts of the black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Yeah. Darka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Darka would appear to be a Russian blue. And yet, the fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observation of the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit the description in any way. What explanation can we give them, pray? What was the sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me. It has nothing to do with any... I don't know. What is that thing in her pocket? Oh, but it does. You have to enter this quandary behind your back? Okay, we just... The snake's sloughed skin. Is that true? I don't think it is. Do you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. If she just left it in her pocket, no one would have ever known. Oh yeah, ploys like that are Mr. Shelm's specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something. I thought deduction was his specialty. Or speciality. Not whatever. It's like nearly the same freaking word. Or maybe making me believe this was a ploy too. Anyway, I find it hard to believe that's the skin of a snake. It looks like a camouflage bandana to me. I don't know. This is what Miss Pavlova is hiding behind her back. I don't know. Wait. Just hold your pose. I wish you'd, like, if you, like, went behind her, she, like, tried to hide it from you and shit. So wait, that's not... Hold on. Hey. What is that? What's that? What is that? It's like a flute. Well, it is speckled, but it is a band, but what is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy. A long piece of cloth of some sort, and it looks like a handle at one end. I think it may be a cat's toy. It's sort of common in the West, apparently. How is that a toy for cats? Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave in front of them, and they pounce to catch it. That sounds positively adorable. And it is, by the way. Oh, it's a cat's toy. Correction. So, cat's toy.
Yes!
Hey, I did it right this time. The thing you are trying, but failing to conceal, is, a cat's toy. Precisely, in the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. Ah, it is the toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? So the cat got into the other room, and in an attempt to get the cat back, she, like, shoved the toy through the vent and tried to, like, you know, wave it around in front of it to get the cat's attention. And she also whistled or something. After a feline friend disappeared in the ventilator in the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat the cat toy to incite the creature to return. Ah. In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Darka. Gah! Truly troublesome feline young Darka has proven to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. The photo of Miss Pavlova and Darka has been entered into the court record. Alright. Fine. How did we not notice this photo at any point during an investigation? How did we just not see that? It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. The ship killed her, didn't it? Or the ship, like, tilted over. She scratched the back of my head and then ran up the bill cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator. Darka, she is so naughty. A beloved kitten. Solved. Yeah. How he died. Are we gonna actually solve that, like, through this whole bullshit right now? Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. Yeah, okay, we already read that. How did he actually die? How did he die and why? I still think it's a snake. He poisoned him, exactly, with the shoe polish. There were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death only be explained by a terrible venom. But the fucking... Okay, that's the third thing. The autopsy report said there was no signs of poison at all. So that's like bullshit. What he said is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on the Kazuma-san's body. That's right. But Mr. Sholm seems to be unaware of one very important detail. He wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now. How is it that we have the post-mortem report and he doesn't? In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Ah, yes, I knew it was one or the other. It was one or the other. Ah, it was either poisoning or not poisoning. His neck was... Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath will be strong enough to survive that. Seaman Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know. The jury is out. Anyway, we have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact... Thank you, Kieran. That's exactly what happened, and that's actually like reading it out loud again, again is hilarious. It's shoe polish. We can reasonably affirm that there remains evidence of the affirm at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Okay. Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively. We already did that. Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something, or someone. Yes, this is a possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though. Presumably, Darka didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow. I suppose. It's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. It could have been a terrible act of misfortune that broke his neck completely by accident. Yeah, a bad fall could explain that. Okay. It's really hard to believe that, Kazuma-san. He wasn't a clumsy man. He believed in God. He said hi to his wife every day. Had no sex outside of his wife. They were going to get married. They hadn't actually had sex yet, so it's very godlike, God-fearing man. Very respectful. Sorry, I'll stop now. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? Actually, I'm not sure here, so... What could explain how he had gotten killed? Is what they're asking? I actually don't know that right off the bat here. Am I the post-mortem report again? Or the mark on the floor? I don't actually... I'm gonna take a I don't want to say it's the post-mortem report again. I mean, there's a broken teacup. Right? That's a teacup? Or wait, was that... What is that? Actually, my first thought was that purple thing's a cup, but there's got a hook on the bottom of it. So what is that? Yes! I'm gonna go with this. I was right by accident, but the game's gonna explain to me why I'm right. An examination of the mark of the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish. Shoe polish? Indeed, positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results. The undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Misasaga's lace leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. I don't know. He shit his pants and he skid on the floor like a dog? For some reason, Misasagi must have caught his foot at that point on the floor and tripped. Oh, so that whole... Okay, so it's a trip mark. I didn't realize, like, that was what was going on there. And by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life. No! Why do you care? I do not know. I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Asogi lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more? It can't be true. I refuse to accept it. I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. And if this part of Mr. Shell's deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes. Where, I wonder? Well, let's have a look around. So it's not the traveling case. Tiara? Well, let's look at stuff first. Yeah, all of them have that, but Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. There's not much rubbish in there yet. Okay. But what's that? What's that purple thing? It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it? Yes, it is, and I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you. Well, can I look again at it? Alright, well, I'll keep looking around everything first before I want to choose the basket, but we'll see. Someone appears to have dropped 20,000 rubles here. It hasn't been dropped, it's been placed. I'm starting to sound like Mr. Sholmes. Stop trying to sound like the great detective. Alright, nothing there. And let's look at the traveling case itself. This is where Miss Pavlova hid her friend. That's right, and it wasn't a snake after all. No, it was that little kitten she calls Darka, not that it's anywhere to be seen now. It seems to have let itself out of the case and gone exploring. I expect it's wrapped itself around someone's head somewhere trying to make a new friend. Either that or it's scratching their hand to pieces. The point is, where has it got to? Alright, well, with that much else to choose... I'm gonna choose the waste pistol.
Yes!
Yep. That is the correct answer! That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in the waste paper basket. Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it would seem. One that has a familiar air, in fact. That's right, we were saying like, oh, there's nothing in there. I'm like, okay. But precisely, we found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asogi's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly. So it's like a bell. Is that the bell that was on the cat's neck? Oh, no. So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin? Gah! You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not? I don't know, in that hushed Russian... I don't know, in that hushed Russian accent of yours. Won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question. What? Take it away, Mr. Naruto. Yeah, let's go on that. Yeah, sure, whatever. The evidence linking Miss Pavlova and the little glass bell, that would be the cat. Right? 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 Yeah, there it is.
Yes!
If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from Darka's collar, that very glass bell in question. So why were bells in this day and age glass when they could break so easily? Especially on a cat. Why wouldn't they be made of, like, you know, what a bell's normally metal? Is that some rich people shit? Maybe. I don't know. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. Did he trip on the cat? And the cause of that fateful stumble? Your absent feline friend, Darka. Oh no, she's been shot in the face. I couldn't tell anyone. I am sorry. Death by tripping over a cat. What a way to go. Fuck, dude. But then where did the snake even come from? Why is the snake even here? Whose snake is it? Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night. It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka. So I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands. People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments. She was so fast, she disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her. And that is how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it? Yes. And I had read the, rules on the wall, and I knew I was not allowed Darka with me. Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really. So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure there was someone there. He must be sleeping. So at that point, you thought it would be safe to try to lure the kitten back again? By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator in the adjoining cabin. Darka always loves this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return. So the faint whistling sound Cosmo wrote about in his diary was Miss Pavlova trying to retrieve her pet. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened. Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then... Meow! He tripped over a fucking cat. I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful bang. And then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent. Cosmo was... He dead. I have a question for the people who have already played this game in the chat. Does this case all consist of investigation work, and there is 0 court case, basically? Like, you can spoil that on me if you know, we can spoil that part if it's the case, but I legit was expecting, like, every freaking Ace Attorney game to have a court case, and I'm just like, this ship's gotta have a courtroom, right? Where the fuck is it? Okay. Okay. That makes much more sense now, because I'm like, man, this investigation's really dragging on for a while. So they're combining Ace Attorney with Miles Edgeworth games. Okay. I gotcha. Thanks for clarifying. So from the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that whatever you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up. The SS Bury is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Mr. Asoji was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet, the combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. I was like saying, like, where's the... It's like, thankfully the SS Buria has a courtroom just for such occasions. It's like, what? But what became of the kitten afterwards? In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator. Yet Daka is nowhere to be seen. I must have forgotten to lock my case, and now she's disappeared again. Gracious, the cat is insufferably restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself, at least. When I woke up this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died, but I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone that it had happened. Oh, but she's sad. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back. Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake? Why the fuck is there a snake here? You're right, where is it? Wait, where is it? It's on the guy's head, isn't it? If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Fellow, then whose is it and where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board this ship? He's been sitting there here for... Oh, he's like friends with it now! Is that his snake? It better be his snake. Oh, I didn't say? Snake is my friend. His name is Perizico. How do I say that? Perizico. I want to say Perizico, but I'm probably saying that wrong. Russian chat person. Hello. How do I say that? I'm bad at Russian. Help me. Perizico. I don't know. We'll go with Perizico. What? Whatever. What? That snake belongs to you? He escaped from cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him in here. Yeah, how did the snake into this cabin? But animals are not permitted on board. Ha! We are at sea for 1 year! You want to be so long without close friend, without someone who understands? Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better? Ha! Me and human no get along. But my dear burly fellow. A gargantuan venomous snake? Surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in. No venom. Riziko does not have venom. He is harmless, very long but very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny. It's venomless? Yes, now he is very hungry, so he is in a bad mood, but once I feed him, you will see big smile. And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose? Ha! Like they see the milk chickens. Ridiculous! That translated to Russian as little pie? Okay. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Prisco eats mouses. Big, fat, round mouses. Pirosco? Pirosco. Okay. I'm saying it completely wrong. But the way that, I think Russian pronunciation, like how it should be pronounced, is like, and the way I want to pronounce it is completely different. I was saying earlier how, like, Japanese pronunciation I get, but Russian I think is actually different for me. Because I would not go with Pirosko, but I'll go with that now. Is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for? Of course! How else can I catch my friend's favorite food? Nothing says top of the food chain like the look in the eyes right now. He's got... Sholmes is like... He's like so, like... He's so mad. Or not like mad, he's like having to come to the realization he was so wrong about everything. His like eyes are just not there. It refuses to drink milk. Can't even... Okay, gotcha. It can't hear a whistle. It can't climb up a bell cord. It's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role? It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Pirosko has nothing to do with this incident. So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. A fucking cat. Well, we gotta put the cat on trial. What a fucking, like, really demeaning way to go. Because you can't even, like, blame it. Ah, he tripped over a cat. It's Pavlova. I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive the ultimate Japanese, like, thing. Not forgiving somebody for something they did. It's like the ultimate form of, don't do this to me. You can't do this to me. I will never forgive you. No! It's like, wow. What are you talking about, Miss Mikitoba? Who the fuck's calling me right now? It's an odd number to be calling me at this hour. Comcast is calling me. Fuck you, Comcast. I don't fucking... No, we're not doing that, Comcast. Fuck off. Call me at not 8:18 p.m., you weirdos. And leave a message if it's so important, you fuckers. What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events and accidents. I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruto? To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't put my finger on it. Is there? I'm trying to think. What have we missed? I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. Oh? I am only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruto, are simply a distraction. A distraction? I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. Fuck! Why? I didn't kill it! We just established I'm not the murderer! Why are you putting those back on? Wait! Especially as they're under risk as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were, Mr. Sholmes? You were... what? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not? Yes. Kazuma was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real okay, there is one thing that does bother me a lot, and it's the fucking handwriting. And it's the handwriting in Russian, which he wouldn't know Russian, and he wrote from left to right, which Japanese people would not write left to right, they would write right to left. So that part actually is still unanswered here. Whatever that may be. The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. Except I'm not remembering what that discrepancy really is. Game, you're gonna give me a hint? The truth about how you really died. About how that scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. This case just doesn't end. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Naruto. Hado. So then, shall we begin? Yes. What we should ponder first is the victim who lost his life in the cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. Was this truly an unfortunate accident, or was it in fact no accident at all? That is what we must establish in the first instance. But we've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over a kitten and climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident.
Hold it!
Wait, let's take a step back. It doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts in Miss Pablo's story here. The evidence is right there in Kazuma's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident. Really? Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruto. Time to present the evidence. I don't know what evidence to... At least they gave me a full evidence bar now, because I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to show you. Oh, so he wrote the Russian word for wardrobe. I think that's probably what it is, but let me look really quickly. Diary, okay. Article, the mark on the floor, Postmortem Report. I think it's this.
Yes!
The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There's no way Mr. Sogi could have left behind this message on the floor. That script, it's Russian, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe. I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language, Japanese in this case. But maybe he was studying Russian. Why are you suddenly so very, It is a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast. Isn't Russian, like, not a simple language at all? I thought it was a very complicated language. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not. Sorry, what do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There is no way he could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why, clearly explained in here. Russian, very simple language. Da. I know da. Alright, I'll be back. I go to the bathroom. Be right back. I'm sort of glad the case is taking a little longer because I was like thinking, man, this case really ends on a really quick note if it's just a cat. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant death! I like how that's highlighted. Ah. Which means after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything. Oh, that's right, because he was already dead! I didn't even think about that. Holy shit. It's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Asogi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there, but if what Miss Pavlova told us is true. What? So Susanoo-san has noticed it too then. I don't know. What is it? There's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves this was no accident, in other words. Oh, come on! I gave you the one thing! I don't know anything else! I don't know. The ship's log? Noting that... I actually don't know. Big brain time for me, huh? I don't have a big brain. I have very small brain. Are you saying that because the next step is kind of a weird one? Keep out. Alright, whatever. So it's not this one. It's the same photograph again, but... I mean, I have my theory about the left to right handwriting, but... Oh, thank you. I appreciate the kind words. I don't believe in me, but I'll believe in you that believes in me. And we'll Gurren Lagann the fuck out of this. Okay, so I've got a couple theories. It could very well still be somehow this picture, but I want to say they won't make you choose the same piece of evidence twice. Okay. The articles are meaningless. The bell... I want to say maybe the ship's log. Yes! Only because the guy stopped marking it. Alright, that's not the ship's log. Alright, alright. What? Go back. Not the ship's log. Oh, well, fuck you then, Huron. Fuck you. One of two things. Either the absence of something you would expect to find at the scene of an accident. Yes. Or the presence of something you wouldn't. So we already established... Bruh, fuck you. I'm blanking on this. Sometimes I have these really bad moments. Putting the message on the floor aside. Okay, we're not focusing on the message. Well, would it be the bell then? Like, how did the bell's broken, but how did the bell get... If the bell was broken in half, why is one half of it in the one cabin and the other half's thrown away in the other? Yes! Is that what we're getting at here? Mm-hmm. Why are both pieces of this broken, but why aren't all the pieces of it in one place? Got it. This piece of broken glass under the mark on the floor. But that's the glass bell the kitten had around its neck. We already know all about that. It was broken in half in the victim trip. Alright. Took me the second try. Thank you. No, the ship's log will come in it'll come into play later. I was just like, the fact that it's like the ship's log and it's like, oh, somebody noted there was nothing happening, so maybe so should I start suspecting Beef Stroganoff as the murderer now? Oh no. I love Beef Stroganoff. The person, not the food. The food's terrible. Just want to make that clear. Unfortunately, this is a very big flaw. A fatal flaw. What? If that's really what happened... How am I out-detectiving the detective? Seriously. If that's what really happened... Then how did one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin? Remember we found the other half of the glass bell in the waste paper basket. I like how they use these terms that are just not normal common terms, like trash in the trash can. Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavlova? Oh no, I will not. It's just like, would you care to explain that? No, I will not explain. Okay. Well, these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. When Mr. Asogi died later in his that night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth, in order to cover up his or her own guilt. Gah! Yes, there was someone else present to Mr. Asogi's... Whoa, you are wasting time. Someone else was there. Duh, of course, we know this. What are you talking about? Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out. Oh, yeah. Totally. And only one other person in the cabin when young student died was you.
Yes!
Yes, it was me. No, wait, it was not me. It's true, I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details. But I don't know Russian. There's no way I would have left that message. Not would have. There's no way you could have left that message, to be precise about the details. Would you mind? Shut the fuck up. Forgive me, my dear fellow. Yes, I'm a novice detective. I'm already a better detective than like the world's greatest detective, so fuck you. As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor. Well, that just basically dwindles down the list of suspects to all the Russians on board. I think, man, I mean, it could be that Stroganoff did it, or that Stroganoff is helping cover it up and she did it. I don't know. We'll find out. In an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep in there the whole time. Also, the fact that, like, he couldn't have stuck the thing, he couldn't have broken out, because the thing was on the wardrobe anyways. And then the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen to the floor, for fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Asogi really died. But you forgot one piece. But why would this person have taken all the pieces of the bell away? Leaving half behind was really going to raise questions. Yeah, well, it was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. The single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely cast any light on the floor there. Little wonder, then, that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item. Oh, my cup is caught? Wait, what cup? What cup? This cup? You see this cup I got? This invisible cup I got in my hands? Look at that. It's green. It's green as fuck. It's no, it's like I said, it's some high-tech DARPA technology, camouflage and shit. No, I didn't, like, by accident, yes, the cup I have is literally just green. So I've got green chapstick right here. Hold on. How's that? You can probably see the cap of it, right? But, you know, it's green-ass chapstick. The void. Let me just drink out of the void here. There's nothing in the void. It's nothing there. I was wearing a shirt earlier that had some yellow to it, and it actually was showing, it was still green screening parts of the yellow out, because I guess that's just the shade of the green screen it's got. So, it was like you could see the game through parts of my shirt when I was wearing it. I was like, oh, I gotta change my shirt. It's something else. Yeah, you can see you can just see the words chapstick, like, probably by itself, maybe, if you go close enough. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, the fun things. Oh, the fun of green screen. All right. That just makes me want. I have to have a green. I have to have the green cup now whenever I have a drink or something. Seaman Stroganoff. Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. Who's Nina? Is it her? 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skill and she went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on this ship, a member of ship's band. Oh, so they know each other. Well, shit. That makes you more suspicious now, doesn't it? It does, actually. You do not accuse ship's angel of being criminal with a K. Ah, so that's it. You say that when young student died, Nina was there in her cabin. But that is not possible. I gave my tooth. Well, this is almost interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure? You're a great detective. You should know that he's always outside Oh, well, yeah, besides the door being locked. Look through the eyes. Cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. Nobody could go into cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. Or you want to tell me that killer can walk through locked doors? Niet, it's impossible. Ugh, he's right. Well, wait, I've read about this in detective stories. People often tie thread around the door latches so they can open and close them from the outside. Thread? Are you stupid? These bulkheads are not barn doors. Certainly not. These are watertight doors as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel with not a gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used. No, I'm wrong. Oh no. I saw such a... But Mr. Ranru suggested it earlier, so... Sort-o-san, how could you shift it onto me like that? So, Seaman Stroganoff has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside. Not necessarily. What? I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I have in mind having been used before. I don't believe it. Colonel, what? Well, Mr. Naruto, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? A way to shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside? That's not how you frame the question. A way of shutting the cabin door without touching it is the better way to frame that question. One way does spring to mind, yeah. Do you really know what Mr. Sholmes means, Mr. Naruto? Yes, and so should you fucking idiot. Because you've seen it happen. Indeed we have. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruto? Point to the telltale signs of the method were used to slide the cabin bolt to cord from the outside. The books! Right? It's the books? I think it's the books.
Yes!
Look at the bookcase there. See how all the books and things have toppled over? That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before. Yeah, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that are fastened down are bound to fall over. I believe, yes, it's what known as the force of inertia acting on... She just got like a book of all the knowledge in the world in it. It has knowledge about snakes and inertia. I'm like, oh, well, fine. Is there nothing Susanna doesn't know, or is it her book at least? Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over the book on this bookcase also made something else in this cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door. Ah, it was very obvious. Hey, that's familiar music. It's familiar, but also different. Well, it's also from the first case, but it's also very much the same kind of theme from other games. It's very obvious that the emergency stop that the ship made earlier, we had come into this cabin not long before, and we hadn't bolted the door. But then, God intervened! Blah, 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 we're here, whatever. It was God who did it. That's obvious. Oh, yes. That's it. When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew all across and locked the door. Yep, and it's made of metal, so it's small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the force of inertia, if you want to call it that. Are you trying to say that last night, after Mr. Asogi was killed... It's always the stringed instruments that kill the people. Am I right? Yup. Yup. Click. Do the thing. It did the thing. The SS Buria made another emergency stop? When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over, and all the ornaments It was almost as if someone had run their hands across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over. Oh yeah, I remember that. And I stood them all up again, didn't I? Then when we came to this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like Mr. Asogi's cabin. Oh my. Do you have everything? Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova? Are you out of your mind? You say Burya made emergency stop. Man, that's gonna suck if they do that and there's like nobody in the cabin to unlock the door. Wouldn't you think that like if they'd done that before and nobody was in there, then the fucking door is locked for good? Like, there's no way you're getting in or out. Like, I guess they did break in to get me out, right? When they first got in there, but that's gotta still suck. It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying the culprit is actually someone from the engine room. Oh, it is simple enough. Are you forgetting the button in the passageway outside? Used it to trigger the emergency alarm? Oh yeah, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there? Telling you only to press the button in times of emergency. On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Hence the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewman to raise the alarm. The sort of button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity. He's like, I didn't do it. Wait, it was you? When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today. Mr. Sholmes, surely it wasn't you who... As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion. He sounds almost proud of himself. How dare you mess with sheep! I report you to Captain, you are in such trouble now. Now, I'm sure all that can wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we have now learnt a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin door slide closed. So, what must we now consider? Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. What last night after what happened to Mr. Asogi? Did this ship make an emergency stop or did it not? You are idiots! Burya is a huge ship with many passengers. If we make an emergency stop even in the middle of night, there would be chaos everywhere. What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruto? It's certainly possible some kind of... It's like, what are your thoughts? Like, you're a monster. You push that fucking button. It's possible some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea. Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruto? Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped the vessel last night? The logbook? I'm guessing the logbook.
Yes!
Seaman Stroganoff. It's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, isn't that right? Da, that is correct. Why? And the ship's log here, this would be where you record the details of your duties. What are you doing with that? That is mine. Ah, you rather carelessly left it atop the little makeshift bureau in the passageway out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it in our care with a mind to return it to you later. I left it there on purpose. This is where I put it always. The point is, looking at you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances, you write the phrase nothing to report every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all. Nothing recorded? That's such a Solid Snake thing, too. He just repeats what people say. That is... that because nothing happened. But if nothing happened, you would normally write it nothing to report, wouldn't you? You'll gulp! big gulps. Alright. Indeed so, which tells us shortly after 2 a.m. Something happened here aboard the SS Burya. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact. Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night? Stop talking rubbish. If I'm perfectly honest, I find it a little hard to believe myself. Oh, why? Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have noticed. That's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship lurched so violently, and the alarm bell was so loud. I can't imagine that anyone would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night. Well, no, that's a good point. What of the throbbing? So, we're talking about... So what... Everyone in this room supposedly has a headache, right? Why the fuck is this relevant to the ship? Was the emergency stop so violent that everyone hit their head? Or something? Is that what they're getting at? What do you mean? Your head, man. The throbbing of your head since this morning. We have all suffered with it. The throbbing sounds like a porn movie I don't want to watch. Oh yeah, oh yeah! For some reason he's Macho Man Randy's... Okay. Should I do Macho Man Randy Savage for a voice at some point during this game? I think I will. Okay. I've had a headache since... You're right, I have had a headache. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Nor have I. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn. Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. He's right, my head's been throbbing today too. Were they all knocked out from getting violently thrown by the emergency? And since eating dinner yesterday, everything has to... Wait, or our food was drugged? Malik, my vocal cords are already, like, getting hurt as I talk during the stream, so I am well aware. Thank you very much for the concern, though. I really need Mo around, because Mo can carry part of the voice acting burden for me. In fact, the last time I played, I quit early. The last 2 times I played, I quit early because my voice was dying. It's a lot of talking. Plus, the beer doesn't help. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back into the wardrobe. Then the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. Which I don't even remember. I had already been dragged out of the wardrobe. And had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Why didn't I wake up when all that happened to me? Oh, fair enough. Thanks for your concern. Tell me, Mr. Naruto, you boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes. The stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Well, he looked after me, my friend. He was always happy to share his meals. So you enjoyed some of the roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it. So we're gonna go with all the food was drugged, really? Mm-hmm. Yes, in fact. I had all of that. Cosmo wasn't fond of chicken. Well, Cosmo's not a rule. Is my house completely paid off yet? No, I've only lived here for a year. On a 30-year mortgage, the answer to that is no. Is there a reason you're asking? Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? That's right, he didn't touch it. Is that relevant? My dear fellow, does it not strike you? Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken? I believe there was something wrong with the chicken. In fact, I believe it came from the Castlevania wall chicken. Not the Castlevania wall chicken, that's the worst kind of chicken. It's been sitting there for like 1,000 years. It's all moldy and shit, and people eat that? Oh my god. Meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a sulfuric designed to induce a deep slumber with those who consumed it. Well, your aunt's superhuman because no normal person pays off a 30-year mortgage in 2 to 4 years, dude. We don't have that much money just lying around, so sorry, no, I don't have that. No, we're in it for the long haul. A sleeping drug. Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop? Of course that's not what Mr. Shelms means. What a far-fetched idea. Precisely. Lacing every... He's like, that's exactly what I meant. Lacing every meal of every passenger on the board with a okay, how do you say it? Soporific drug. I've never heard that term before. I've never seen that word before, actually. Soporific. Interesting. It just means a fucking... it's a date rape drug. Isn't that what's really going on here? Alright. Because everyone had a headache afterwards, and those give you headaches. It would certainly be possible, unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator. What? Mr. Sholmes? Well, seaman? I'm sorry to say any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. Okay, so they were... The theory before they go too much further is that they all drugged everyone's food. Because they were doing it for her. I don't know why they did an emergency stop, but for whatever reason, because she used to be the ship's like ballerina, the entire crew did conspire to make all the passengers go to sleep and sleep through the emergency stop. I don't know why they did the emergency stop yet. I'm just saying that, yes, it's very plausible actually because of her history with the crew. Anyway. And were that to happen, every member of the crew and the captain himself will be hauled over the coals for aiding and abetting a renegade. Please, no more. I will tell everything. I cannot make problems like this. Yeah, dude, I'm about to ask, like, no normal person, unless they're pretty rich, can pay off a house in 2 to 4 years. I'm just saying. These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe. Yes, so when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me. We all agreed to help, everyone together. She threw away everything, her fame in the ballet, Mother Russia. We wanted to help our angel. I don't believe it. You are right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night. Yeah, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point. Da, we could not make all the drug. How do you say, dissolve? At midnight in headquarters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. Oh, that was why, literally the emergency stop was for her. She was helped by a comrade on shore with a small fishing boat. While all passengers of the SS Beria slept soundly. Thanks to the almost... So basically, here's my... Okay, now the extra theory. They were going to stow her away in one of the first-class cabins, but they went into the wrong first-class cabin first. They went to his first-class cabin. You know, of our friend, and as a witness, they felt they had to kill him. And then somehow they also figured out, like they figured out that I was somehow in the wardrobe, but I was sleeping, so they like tried to plan the whole murder to frame me, basically. That's my inkling of where this whole thing is going. Let's continue. If that's what happened, the only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who disliked chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Kazuma's cabin door. But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin would have ended up locked in that case, and that would have been complete chaos. Actually, though, that doesn't explain if they did the stop and it locks Kazuma's door, then how did they get into his room from that point? That's the part that doesn't make sense yet. What? Of course, just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in the cabins, after which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Quite, and accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night. Yes. Yes. The overwhelming majority of passengers would have habitually slept with their cabin doors bolted anyway. And so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. Uh-huh. You have talked a long time and said many things. What is point? The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night. But... I don't know any of this. I am just a little girl. You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories we don't believe. Sailors like me, we trust only what we see with our eyes. Eyes. Eyes! A laudable trait. What? I am quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Mr. Naruto? Yeah? Do you hear it? The accusatory cry of guilt on the wind? What accusatory cry of guilt? Sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man, but you can't hear such a call with your ears. No, you must hear it with your eyes. This man, he is on all the drugs. You gotta hear it with your eyes, man! For observation is the basis of all deduction. What are you talking about? In large words. I believe the time has come. For one final oh, not again! I mean, yay again. That means Ben Shapiro's coming back. For a brief time. Bathroom once more, and we'll finish this out. I'm back with another green cup because I forgot to bring this green cup with me, so I have to bring another green cup full of the water to make sure that I could still do my invisible cup trick because it's hilarious. Let's make sure it works. Oh wow, it works pretty well. So, Mr. Runhu, your assistance, if you please. With what exactly, Mr. Sholmes? With observation, my dear fellow, as I said, of these two, what the fuck is that word? Prevaricators. I am drinking the air. It's good air. Marvelous air. Observation. If you remember, Mr. Naruto, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asogi's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of those two was there when it happened. Precisely. You are delightfully quick to grasp my meaning. Alright, I'll see what I can see. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was in it last night. There's multiple things of that. It's easy to prove. What suggests his hat? No. His chunky arms? Yeah, that is totally his chunky arms. Right here. He's got... Oh, what's that? Oh, look at that. He found an ink stain. Look at this. It's some kind of stain in an unusual place. Yes, you're right. Looks like ink, if I'm not mistaken. And look at the color, too. It's clear where this came from. Yep. Well...
Yes!
That. Seaman Stroganoff. You seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Eh? Ah, yes. I don't know where that dirt came from. So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain? What are you trying to say? It would appear that the significance of the stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it plain. It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform. And I think that's what made clear. Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruto, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure! Alright then, the evidence that proves that what stain on the back of it really is. Where's the purple where's that purple stuff? Give me that purple stuff. Where's the wait a second. What caused the purple stain? Well, I have a very clear picture. Oh, the purple ink.
Yes!
Got it. It's this photograph, and the ink it shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform. Ink? Let's sneeze. A rather unusual color of ink, purple. Ugh. Ah, the penny drops at last. Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was in purple ink. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of exactly the same color. If the ink had been dried, it could have possibly stained your uniform in that way. Which means you must have been present in the cabinet in the moments immediately after the ink was spilled. Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. Oh, is that it? Is that the confessions? Is that easy? This is Ace Attorney. The confession's never that easy. Come on. Come on. I arranged everything in Dead Student's cabin to make it look like Wardrobe Man did it. Wardrobe Man. I am Wardrobe Man. I am Wardrobe Man. I got nothing else to it. Just like... Running over little kids in my van. That's the old thing we used to say as kids because we were fucked up. Did everything I could. I did everything so no one suspect our angel. Beef, please. Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty patrolling passageway. Then an angel came to me. She was white like sheet. There's the white like sheet comparison. I don't know why I had to that's the continuing storyline of comparing things to white things like sheets. Please, you must help me. Why must he? She's already on the ship. Who cares? I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw student boy on floor. That's not right. That's not correct. What happened here? Oh no! So he's gonna claim that they found him like that. Don't tell anyone. My little one. My little furry friend. Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you. The kitten escaped through the ventilator into Mr. Asogi's cabin. Then he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell to the floor? Yes, that is right. So after the incident when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers. Only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling on floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? That silence is deafening now. The door was not locked, so she was opened to look, and you already know what happened after. There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind. What? When you went to Mr. Asogi's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why? Their whole story doesn't make sense, or it doesn't, because they had to stop the boat to get her on board. When they stopped the boat, that would cause all the doors to lock. And they're saying, oh, the door to his cabin was open. Assuming that the door is still locked, they couldn't get in. But the X factor is that because he was the only one who didn't eat the chicken, he could have unlocked his own door, but I don't know. Are they going to go into that much detail? We'll find out. I already told you. When Nina opened the door of student's cabin and looked inside, I was asking Miss Pavlova. She's very much like, shut the fuck up, Biff. No one asked you. Well, Miss Pavlova, I don't know what that means, but I think it says da. Oh, I don't understand what that text means. That is right. I saw him. It was dark, and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. I understand, and I believe you. Don't believe. Trust, but verify. Do not believe. That's gonna get you in trouble if you just blindly believe people like that. Especially in a murder! There's a murder! Just don't believe what people say. Okay, whatever. Have we discovered the real truth about Cosmo's death at last? No. Something nearly slipped my mind. Oh, Mr. Sholmes? This photograph, yes, I took this myself, you know. Alright. Very cool. The cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events? A kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area in this photograph that you gotta look at. It seems to be somewhat unnatural. Left to right handwriting. Left to right. Please! Please! Justify my original observation game, please! What do you mean unnatural? What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruto? Oh, well... Well, the fact, again, we mentioned this earlier, he wouldn't have been able to write any message at all if he died instantly. That! The message itself!
Yes!
This word in Russian clearly wasn't written by Kazuma, so if you're looking for something unnatural, that's the obvious point. Very true, it is certainly peculiar, but it's not what I meant by unnatural, I'm afraid. That particular crass detail was orchestrated by the culprit. I mean to identify another point. Oh, I see. Justify it. Give me my justification. Please, please, game, give me this. Give me this one thing. Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. In my opinion, if you landed as the victim appears to have done there, it would be most unnatural. I'm sure you'll reach the same conclusion. How thoughtful you are, Mr. Sholmes. Thank you for your gentle guidance. If he broke his neck, the fact that he wrote the message in the... Ugh! Are we just going to do the same whole point again? Okay, it's not the message. I was trying to point at his finger though, the fact he could write anything. Alright, what else is weird? I don't know, is it... I don't know. Is it his neck? I legit don't know what the game wants me to go for at this point. If it's not the message. What's this? Is that like a basket? What's this? What's this thing right here? I can't notice it. I don't know. The neck? Or this basket thing? Or...
Yes!
Nope, that's not it. Alright, give me the clue. It's not clear because I don't know what it is. Well, if you land, would you land on your back instead of on your stomach, right? Well, if that's the case, what part of his body am I supposed to fucking point out? I just missed. Oh god. Where's the dialogue? The balled up fist? Maybe?
Yes!
Let's try it. Good call, Malik. Good job. Thanks for helping out. If you're, I guess if you are falling forward, your hands go flat, right? You don't ball up your fists to take the impact. That's exactly what he was getting at. Alright. Fine, fine. What's in his fist? Hi, Argo Damon's stream. Listen. Just because she works on a farm and is surrounded by many smelly animals does not mean that she herself is smelly. You don't dare disparage my queen like that. You apologize right now. You will apologize and you will like it. Please. Please apologize, please. Hi, Raiders. What's going on, my bros? How was Argo's stream? I hope it was good. You'll apologize. I'm sorry she smells. Like, ah! Why are you all... You're all bullying me on the internet. I thought the pony fandom was full of people who didn't bully people. Okay, I couldn't say that with a fucking straight face. Sorry. Oh, Din's here too. Din, you're fucking dead. I'm seeing you next week. You're dead. You're in the same room as I am. Hey, we're just doing a locked room mystery with a murder in it. Got it. Could we recreate this same thing at Cider Fest next week, I wonder? Say, if you end up dead and you happen to insult my waifu, I'm gonna be like, I know nothing about it, but the motherfucker deserved it. I'll have you know, Argo, I showered today. Thank you very much. Dude, I mowed both my lawns today. I smelled of gasoline. Of course I had to shower. Motherfucker. I'm not gonna be sitting here smelling like gasoline. Fuck that. I had to do yard work. Therefore, let's do the CA's attorney way. Objection! I had to do yard work. I smell like gasoline. Therefore, I had to take a shower. Therefore, your assertion I smell is wrong. Fuck you. God, this is fun. This is more entertaining than I thought it'd be. Oh, you're on Twitch and on YouTube? You're gonna, oh, you son of a bitch. He's infected both my chats! Ah! It's as if he's gripping something. He's gripping the wrench he's going to use to beat all these people in the chat up who are calling this guy's waifu, smelly. That's what it is. Oh my god. Oh, did you just notice my invisible cup because the green screen? And my cup is green as fuck, so it's like I'm drinking air, bitch. I love my invisible cup. It's great. I love it. Magic, bitch! Yeah, I talked a little bit about Cider Fest. Fucking hyped. I just need the con to release their fucking schedule because I got this video of me just talking about the panels I'm on, like ready to go. I'm like, come on, release the schedule so I can release my video. Because when I release the video beforehand, I'm like spoiling the con. I don't want to do that. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I hope to see you. I mean, I know a couple of you. I know the people in here who are going to Cider Fest. But for the people who are coming from Argo stream, I hope a bunch of you are going to Cider Fest, so we can show you some fun shit. I'll be there on Thursday because we're gonna go to that bar crawl. Bought tickets for the bar crawl. Got that shit going. Argo, how are people from your fucking stream not aware of what Cider Fest is? Have you not mentioned it like at least once on your stream? How? What the fuck, man? Are you doing no information? Frustrating. Frustrating. Dan, I'll see you later on BerryTube, I'm sure. I love how this music has been going the whole time of like, accusatory, Applejack smells, fuck you, objection! Alright, Peak of War. Well, thank God, because I was about to be very angry with him if he was not informing his goddamn viewers of what Ciderfest was. I was gonna be fucking angry at that. So guess what? Okay. Well, I'll just say this for the new people who are not going to Ciderfest. There will be a fun surprise uploaded on my channel around that weekend. And if for the people who are going, come to my panels! Particularly of the anthology kind. There's a surprise. Can't talk about it too much, but we're going to have a surprise. It's not Anthology 8, fuck you. Oh, I love that. Have I been drinking? Have I been drinking? No, I don't drink. As you can see, there's nothing in the cup. It's an invisible cup. There's nothing but air here. Not drinking anything. Din, I have some bad news for you, Din, who says you're not going to my panels. You're on the panel. You gotta go. See, the worst part about Din saying he's gonna punch Argo is that me and Argo look shockingly similar. So he's gonna punch me and think I'm Argo Damon and be like, haha, got you, Argo. And I'd be like, I'm not Argo, you asshole. And I'm like, oh no. Well, he still punched Jay, so it was fine. It's okay in that case. Alright, sorry, this is fun. The banter's fun. So, I have the... And hey, this time I have the chat on so people can actually see what's going on in the chat. Last time you rated, you didn't have the chat on. Thank God, they can actually see I'm not bullshitting around for no reason here. Mm-hmm. Haller Damon. Haller Damon's my next username on the internet. When Jay Haller goes away forever, suddenly a new user called Haller Damon will show up. And people are like, wow, who's that? Don't know. Totally not me. When I'm forced off the internet for my awesome ideas that are too awesome for the internet. That's right. That's right. Alright, so this guy's gripping a thing. What's he gripping? Russians, tell us. What do you mean? Simply that I took the liberty. See, actually, Argo, I literally advertise this stream as me doing like a warm-up voice acting session for the bad fanfic reading next week, to be quite honest. So I'm being like pseudo-British, I'm being pseudo-Russian, it's fun. It's great. You did? And what, pray, do I imagine I found there, my dear fellow? Mr. Sholmes, she's southern for some reason, don't worry about it. Show us, please. Why, of course, my dear madame. Would I keep you in suspense? This is what I found. She was missing an earring on that bitch! She was missing an earring on one of her ears. Argo, can I petition you to have all new stories but keep the blimp story? Please? Please? The blimp story is like such a part of the soul of that panel. Please. Trixieberg, board me! Come on! Please? Please? No! You can't retire the blimp story! It's not fair! I'm gonna throw a tantrum like a little toddler here. No! Fine. So because last I remember our 2019 Ciderfest, the blimp story was still there, so you... 1 hour, fine. Damn it. This makes me sad. Oh well. At any point during that panel, I'm going to yell, Trixie Berg bored me for no reason, and you can't stop me, so fuck it. I'll cheers you on some invisible water to that, guys. How about that? Alright. So I did notice, though, that back to the game. You're just commenting on both Twitch and YouTube, but it's going to show up in both of the fucking... on the chat. It's showing up in both the chat on the screen. Anyway... Well, thanks for the raid. For those of you from the raid who want to stick around and watch me do bad voice acting with Ace Attorney game, because Ace Attorney games are super fun. Stick around. If you are just passing through, hey, thanks for stopping by. It was good bantering. I gotta get back to the game. Gotta get back to this game. There's a crescent moon earring. That's the key to this whole fucking murder. We gotta get to it. So yeah, a crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle. Oh, you're right. A crescent moon. It's very pretty, but what does it tell us? It tells us nothing. Not so sure. The crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm not sure I've seen it. It's on her other ear, you fucking idiot. Why is Mo not voice? Well, if Mo wasn't at fucking work, I would love to have him here voice acting with me. But alas, Mo is at his job. Because he has night shift. Forever. For fuck's sake. Until he gets this new job, I hope to God he gets this new job, where he can have normal hours, a daytime shift, and then he can, like, stream with me again. And then I can have someone to do streams with, because Mo is clearly the more better looking of the two of us. People like him, but mostly because we work well off each other, we banter and shit, and people like that more. So I hope to dear God Mo gets his job. I'm praying to Herlock Sholmes in the great above. Come on, boy. Mr. Rudo, that is the key. What is the key? The truth is now tantalizingly close. How did that crescent moon come to be in Cosmo's clenched fist? He pulled it off her ear. That's one way to do it. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe. Find the answer with your own eyes. We're not playing Zero Escape again. No! I don't want to yell about the Titanic all over again. Little pink shells. She's got little cute ears. What's that? There's something dangling down from her ear. Zero Escape, more like everyone dies. Let's go. Other spoiler, it's all in a desert. Let's go. It's a crescent moon. Ah, there can be no doubt, surely. It didn't update?
Yes!
Bye, dude. Warhorse. Thanks, dude. See you there. On your ear there, I see you have a crescent moon as well. Ah. What? And on your other ear, there's a broken, a crescent moon missing. Huron, did you just change your... Oh no, I was like, you changed your icon. Oh no, you're just commenting on Twitch now. Ha! And now the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there is only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. U? Yes. Yes! Mr. Asogi must have grasped that crisp spoon and pulled it from your ear. Perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night in Mr. Asogi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. Well, welcome, Sky. Welcome. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Asogi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it to his clenched fist during his final moments? Oh no, Angel! No one can protect you now. Not the Mr. Big Beefy Arm, Mr. Stroganoff Russian sailor dude. No, not him at all. Please, Mrs. Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night... What? Wait, this is a weird pronunciation. What did you do to Cosmo? Just like, that's a weird way to capitalize the screaming thing. She just disintegrates into nothingness. Songs from Kingdom Hearts start playing. Da, 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 da. For no reason, I don't know why. Don't worry about it. She's suddenly in Smash Brothers now. Miss Pavlova is now a playable character in Smash Brothers. Wow, aren't we all so proud and happy? I'm so sorry for the weird rambling I just did for the last 20 seconds. When I was at last in this cabin, I could relax after this horrible long day. Meow! Darka, wait! So the cat did run into the other room. That is true. I couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy, but nothing worked. Darka would not come back. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Open up the door for real. Rest in peace. Clunk. What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, does he have voice lines? Oh, fuck. He has the same voice as Hasanaga. I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. It's more Deep Snake. It's Solid Snake, basically, but it's deeper. The young man from the country, he was very polite and kind. He helped me find Darka, and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again, and I was going to leave the man's cabin. Just a moment, sorry, but... Oh, yes? I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. He recognized her from the fucking newspaper. There's a newspaper article about how she ran away. Of course, you're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina. Huh? No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from a land in the faraway east know a Russian ballerina? Yeah, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But, what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment. I can't fool him. I have to tell the truth and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice. I see. So you've run away. Please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. Oh no. He was going to go for the wardrobe, but she thought he was gonna pull the cord. He's going to pull that cord. He's going to tell the captain. Well, hold on. If the entire crew knows who you are, why would the captain give a shit? He would be on your side. Ugh. So why would you panic? Apparently the captain doesn't know you? Maybe that's all it was. And it happened everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then... Meow! Darka jumped out of my arms and downed young man's feet. And... as he turned around to look at me, he tripped? Did he hit the corner of the bedpost? I pushed him. Oh, she did it. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. Yeah, you fucked up. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me. But the entire crew of the ship knew you were there. They aided you in getting on the ship. Why would you? Ugh, this game. This part of the story infuriates me a little bit. And that's when you went to fetch help? From Seaman Stroganoff, who was on duty out in the passageway. I heard Nina cry out and thud on the floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at cabin door, shaking like leaves. She looked at me and said, "I know, help me, Biff. If they find out, I will be... Please, I have nowhere to go." You can go back to Russia. Where you ran away from. So you decided to help, and that's when you arranged things at Commons cabin to look like I did it. So that no one would suspect the passenger in the cab next door. Okay, but they had to have opened up the wardrobe to know I was even in there for them to even pin it on me. Right? Yes. You say that, but yeah. I went into the cabin and looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found Stowe. Okay, he found me. Thank God they fucking clarified that detail. In the wardrobe, still sleeping. That's when they found me. Okay. So you worked out a plan to lay the blame on the stowaway. Oh, her voice got real serious now. I closed wardrobe doors and put back strange paper signs. Luckily for me, that's the only reason Susato-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent. I dragged young man's body into a good place and used ink that was spilling onto right on floor. I wrote, which is wardrobe, so the person who found them would see inside the wardrobe and find stowaway. And then tell me what of the glass bell. It was by my feet, so I picked it up. I see. But it was dark in cabin. I didn't notice the other half. Then Angel went back to her cabin and I finished the job by pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway. Oh, wrong voice, whatever. Yes. Accordingly, the SS Burya did indeed come to an emergency halt a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolt on the cabin doors to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery. Excuse me. Still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova. What? Well, you said that you told Cosmo the fact that you'd run away from your homeland, and it's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right? Yes. But even if you had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every... Thank you! Thank you! Like, please! Explain that to me. Why would that have been a problem? It was what he said first that made me scared. What he said first? What are you doing here this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. The fact he said Inspector? He said an inspector was his friend. Ah, yes, meaning me, who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard. I thought if the police knew about me, they would arrest me. So before he could pull the bell cord, Oh no, Susano's about to fucking lay the smackdown on this bitch. May I stop you for a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Asogi really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know. What? What do you think, Mr. Naruto? No, he was gonna come. He was gonna ask me. He was going towards the cabinet, but he was going to open it up to try to get me to talk to her. Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I don't know for certain, but he was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give you a secret away, then he wouldn't have done that. No, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back. Well, Mr. Naruto, the day's work is not yet done, it seems. There is one more deduction to make. What? Another deduction? Yes, what action was the victim really about to take at the moment? He was gonna... Can we determine whither the young man's gaze was directed? He was at the cabinet, you dumbass. It's so obvious. First, consider the victim's location with his cabin. That's easy. I'll remember every detail of that room. I mean, yes, I spent quite a lot of time in the wardrobe. That cabin's my home for the entire voyage. So this is how the cabin looked last night when the Prince Pablo visited Kazuma-sama. Yes, it's exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruto? Yes. If there's one thing I've learned today, it's there's a simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're following the gaze to where it lands. So, when he turned away from Miss Pavlova, what exactly was he looking at? He was looking at the fucking wardrobe, you idiot! Considering everything that had happened last night, certainly it may have looked as though Kazuma was going to ring the bell cord. Man, this game is really good because they even take the positioning of everything in the room into account of what they fucking did. That's actually really, that's legit good. That's legit impressive. However, what is directly besides the bell cord? The wardrobe. Oh, wrong voice. I don't care. The wardrobe. And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly. Ah. Miss Pavlova, please think back very carefully. What were Mr. Asogi's exact words last night? Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. Another opinion? Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Asogi intended to consult his close friend on the matter. To see if, between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt. Oh, no. Oh, you killed a man. You killed a man for a bullshit for some bullshit. Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Asogi was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had. Miss Pavlova, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did. And that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that! And I'll never forgive you! In other Japanese tropes and such. Fine. I'm sorry. Really. I'm so sorry. Very, very, very sorry. Yes, yes. What have I done? You killed a guy. You pushed him right on the bedpost and like the exact... God, lightning striking would have been a better, like, chance than what you just did, killing the guy in that way. Okay. And so at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Beria was finally laid to rest. I would drink some more invisible water, but I have none left. Or a very small amount of it left. Sky, thanks for following. Appreciate it. Yay. What will happen to Miss Pavlova now, then? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her? Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort it all out. Mr. Sholmes can do that? So she won't be going back to Russia, then? No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away, now she's in exile for life. I see. I'm sorry. Seaman Stroganoff? I wanted to help an angel no matter what. But I didn't think about you, about how you lost a good friend. I will go with Nina. I will give myself to British police. That's kind of you. I have no... Ah! My handcuffs are gone! In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Kazuma's death feels like such a waste. It fucking is! It's such a goddamn waste. They literally like... Oh, and she pushed him and he hit like the bedpost and he died. That... Fuck, dude. That's it? Ugh. Do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you? Da. Well, I'm afraid we need to pack... Hey, you don't look beat up anymore. Yay. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan. Hey! Why am I going back to Japan? Let me go to England, man. Come on. I did stow away after all. I couldn't really expect any different. So you should get back to your cabin now. Yeah, I can sleep on a bed for once. Woohoo. Looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it's even begun then. To think that only days ago, Cosmo and I were laughing together about how we tear up the streets of London. That seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping? Oh no. Why she got that sword? Put the sword down. Susato-san. I didn't know you had returned. Oh, yeah, I haven't been back long. Inspector Hosonaga just told me I should pack, you know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that. Oh, she gonna cry. I still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over just like that. Susato? Yay, she put the sword down. He had such grand ideas for this visit to Great Britain. He had so many dreams, and now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he has. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. But now we know the truth, that it was just an accident. Just a silly series of mishaps. It's too much. It's just too much. Yeah, I know. I wish there were something I could say. Inspector, my duty was to see Asogi sound safely to Great Britain, but I failed, and caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down, and I will do anything to make up for my terrible plunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. Why am I still chained, though? Wait, what? Sholmes, you son of a bitch. I'm back with my anime pose! Surprised, Mr. Naruto? What is the meaning of this? Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Sorry? So I decided to restore them for old time's sake, shall we say. You are a stowaway, after all. Ha ha ha! He thinks this is funny? Yes, he does. He played a prank! Mr. Sholmes. I gave her a very sorrowful voice, kind of, but not really, like, she's not Southern anymore now, for no reason. We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you from all the bottom of my heart. Not at all, not at all. And though it's a little late, may I offer my sincere condolences. The loss of your companion is truly heart-rending. I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway. The terms of this tour have negotiated by the Department of Justice of both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be one lawyer and one assistant. Was to be. In the light of Mr. Asogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. Wait, I'm a lawyer now. I can be the lawyer guy. Nothing has to change here. Wait a second. Hold on. Let me be the lawyer man. I'm the good lawyer. I'm good at being lawyer. Oh no, I don't care for me, but... Poor Susato. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know? It was him, yeah. All you require is one lawyer and the study... Yes! 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 Let's do it! I can stream. I'm a great lawyer. Yes. But there's no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer. Qualifications, you say? Ha! Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Oh, but anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. Yes. But where are we gonna find one? Mr. Sato? Yes? Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it? But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruto. Oh, unless, are you studying law? No, I'm not, but... I'm sorry, in that case, I don't think there's even a chance it could work. Listen, when law is doing nothing but just bullshitting around deductions and contradictions, man, I'm a great lawyer. I'm great at this. But as I said, there is still more than a month before we reach England's shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruto? Yeah, I have a month to study to learn what I must become a lawyer. So wait, hold on. A guy gets murdered on the ship as the lawyer, the real lawyer gets murdered, and we're like, well, it's Great Britain. They're gonna think all the Asian people look alike. So if you just say you're a lawyer, it's probably fine. Is that literally what's going on right now? Like, really? Like, what do we do with the body? Do we just fucking dump it on... Are we just dumping it? Oh, Mo just messaged me. How long are you streaming tonight? Hold on, let me message him back. How long am I streaming tonight? Not too much longer. Almost at the end of this chapter in the game. That's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anyone could learn all that in just 40 days? I'm a protagonist of a video game, therefore I can learn anything I want. Damn it. There's only one way to find out. I will work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. That's a stupid way to say it, but okay. But you put yourself in such a difficult position. For Kazuma, he said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let him all that passion just come to nothing. But anyways, it's for my own benefit too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. After 2 cases in the game, I am now gonna become a lawyer. I wasn't one before, but gosh darn it, I keep solving these murder mysteries, so might as well become a lawyer. Or a detective, or whichever. What do you say, Mr. Sato? She smiled! For once! I think it's a wonderful idea. Again, we roll in like the 1500s. We YOLOing at this point. Fuck it, I'm gonna be a lawyer. Sorry, lawyer friend, we're gonna dump your body at sea, and I am the lawyer now that shows up in this abroad study tour. So, what does our bespectacled inspector friend say? Are you serious? This is fucking stupid. 1 lawyer and 1 assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No, 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 it's madness. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating. Duty and rules of the dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest, give us fascination. Give us filming dead bodies in a Japanese suicide forest. That's interesting, now isn't it? Went a little far there, sorry. Sorry about that, that was a little far. A little too much. Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications of no measure of a man. What measure is his character? Now, wrong voice, whatever. And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours of this morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, fucking courage, fine. And above all, he know where the pussy at. He and Susanoo are basically husband and wife at this point. What? Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice. Inspector? After all, I did make a promise, didn't I? I said that I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here. Thank you, Inspector. It's like, yeah, break the rules, Inspector. You're awesome. We love you. If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next and how to best to make my report. Get out of here, you little scamp. We'll see you later. I'm sure we'll see you later. Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruto? Yep, I'm gonna try. I wonder. I wonder. Never mind. Would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer? But really, I wonder, would there be airplanes in the night sky with shooting stars? I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant, after all. Thank you. Oh, thanks. And, Mr. Naruto, don't kill yourself with this sword. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. I'd like you to take charge of this. What? Me? Are you sure? I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. Its name is Karuma. It's a great sword. He got it off the food. He got it off a what the fuck are those things called at 3 in the morning? Telesales or what the fuck? Those horrible programs that like on shitty channels at 3 in the morning that like sell you swords and really shitty products. That's where he got this. Anyways. Very well, I accept. I'll treasure it, always. Infomercials, thank you! It reminds me of the fucking Home Movies episode where the soccer coach buys a bunch of swords off of infomercials late at night. Brandon, don't be like me. Don't buy swords at 3 in the morning. Okay, coach. No, Brandon, you gotta understand. Just don't fucking do it. It seems we'll be working well together for some time to come yet. Is the name of the Japanese version of some characters' last names I should remember. Well, if you don't tell me, I won't remember. But anyways, whatever. This is like in the past of the mainline game, so there's ancestry and all that fun stuff. I'm sure that's taking into play here. We shall fill every spare moment with study. Yes, that's exactly what I need. But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you two. Goodness, what is it? Please throw me to the ground. Ah! Please! I want you to hurt me. I want you to abuse a woman. What? It's payback. It's called payback. Karma. 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 Karma! Ah, God damn it, I hate karma. Wow, Moobot showed up. What the fuck? Moobot's here. I forgot Moobot existed. The fuck? I allowed suspicion to get the better of me, and no matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior. No, you were in shock. You just threw me around like a rag doll because you were so upset. Yeah. You just found about me bestowing away, and then, no, I won't let you make excuses. Whatever this goes, I should never have thrown you, and not just once, but 5 times. That number keeps creeping up, doesn't it? Please, you must just take hold of me and throw me. Do it. Don't even think about it. Excuse me, but in the year of our Lord 2021, there are severe consequences to doing the following action you're asking us to do. So hold on. No. I don't even know how. I have a feeling that if this gets out, I'm going to be dragged on social media. I've never thrown anyone in my life. Very wise, Mr. Radu. It's a skill one acquires with considerable training. He's like, yeah, if I throw her, I'm going to break her hip or some bullshit. Mr. Sholmes, I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed. When did he see that? I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling? Oh, well, in a way, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jiu-jitsu technique. It's called the Susato takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me. How beguiling. I am a practitioner of the combative arts myself. I'm going to hit you now! Box me in